Welcome back to the journey. Welcome to this edition of the Sunday Monday vlog, and welcome to the new year 2023. Happy New Year's to everybody out there. I hope 2022 is in your past. You're letting go of any negativity that happened in 2022. If you had a good year in 2022, then I hope that good year continues into the new year. With it being the new year, this is the time to get moving. This is the time to start making progress. This is the time to start working your gardens, start working your land, start working in the woods, start working on fencing. Unless you live in the cold climates where the ground's frozen solid and it's not 74 degrees like it was down here today in Arkansas. But you want to start thinking, you want to start getting motivated, you want to start getting things done. With the new year, like I said, there's no better time than today to start. For those of you that want orchards, remember fruit trees take anywhere from 3 to 6 years to start producing fruit. So if you plant that tree this year, you're a lot closer getting fruit on your trees than if you plant the tree in 4 years. You don't want to hesitate. We want to start getting things done. We want to start getting more self-sufficient. We want to start producing our own food this year. I told a lot of people last year, and I still tell a lot of people, that the August to October time frame of this year, Happy New Year's to you too, DT. But August to October of this year, I've been saying this for over a year now, but August to October, I think we're going to see a food crunch, a food shortage. We're going to have issues in the grocery stores. I really believe that from over a year ago. I've been talking about it. Everybody said, inflation was going to happen in 2022 and food prices were going crazy. But what people weren't paying attention to were all the ranchers selling their cattle, selling their chickens, selling their farms. And people don't understand, to have like a baby cow, you're looking at a year to year and a half before you have your next baby cow. So all those cattle that went to slaughter, yeah, you got some meat on the market, but the problem is there's no babies being born in the next year and a half, which brings us around the August to October time period. And that's going to be a big supply shortage, supply crisis on the food system. So if you guys have not been thinking about that, if you have not been preparing after 2020, everybody should have started becoming some sort of prepper. Everybody should have put a little extra on the shelves, because after you sat in lines at grocery stores, or like 2022 that we just had supply shortage for furniture and all that type of stuff, that people were on a waiting list for months out. Some car parts are still months out. And you got to start looking at these things. You got to start preparing. This is a good year to make it the year of the prepper, the year of the homesteader, the year of getting things accomplished. So today, what did I do? I have not done anything for several weeks now, since I got sick on December 9th. Today, I was motivated. Still got this cough. And at night, still got that phlegm on my chest. But today, me and Max got out to the homestead, and we worked, I want to say a good 7 hours, 6 to 7 hours today. Got out there, start cutting down trees again, all the small sapling trees, so that way I can get some forestry mulching done this year. When I get done this video, I'm going to sit down for the next couple hours, and I'm going to start planning and running all the situation scenarios in my head for what I want to do for this year. So tomorrow night at 8 o'clock, again, which I've had several people say they're glad that I'm doing all these videos now, day after day after day. I did end of year review 2022 yesterday, the Sunday Monday vlog tonight, and then tomorrow you're going to get one more video of New Year, New Goal 2023. And I'm going to figure out everything I want to do, and I'm going to go over a whole list and my ideas for this new year, so you guys can see how this year is going to shape if I'm going to put time into here, time into the homestead, time into rental house, what my goals and plans are. Happy New Year to you too, Scott. Looking forward to waiting your progress. I think that was a misspell, Scott, and I'm not sure exactly. Looking forward to watching. You're missing the C in the watching. Okay. I'm glad. Yeah. Okay. I'm glad you're prepared and getting excited for it. So today, like I was saying, me and Max went out. I'm taking one dog at a time because now I got the Homesteader family out there. They were over at their place. They had their German Shepherd. So, of course, I don't want any dog issues. And then, of course, I don't have a fence in between. Same thing with James and Katrina. They had their dogs up there. So I don't want to take a bunch of my dogs and have a bunch of dogs take off on me because we all know the Anatolians don't listen. And I don't want to have any issues between James and Katrina or my new neighbors, the homesteading family. So they're not big photo people, which I think would be working their benefit since they're starting their own homestead from scratch and start a YouTube channel, but they're not those type of people. When they were doing some work, I said to her, I said, "Are you taking photos of the before so you can see?" She goes, "Oh no, I have my memory. I don't need a camera to look back and do that stuff." She said, "I'm not in that moment." She goes, "I want to be in the moment of my property, not sitting there on a phone," which is a very, very positive thing to think about for a lot of you out there. Maybe 2023, you want to think about not being on your phones all the time, unless you're watching channels or learning things. Of course, I can't ever get off my phone, even if I'm not doing YouTube videos, because I'm constantly looking at YouTube videos to get ideas, looking at YouTube videos to learn new things. I've been looking at water wheels, solar. Videos take time. Yes, they do. Just all different ideas. Geothermal air ducting. A lot of the geothermal is for heating, but I'm looking at doing cooling like earthships. Johnny, did you hear about the town 3 hours south of you where they're under martial law? No, I did not. What city is that, Chris? That'd be interesting, not just for me, but for everybody to know that there's a town under martial law. I just watched a bunch of YouTube videos of things happening, and I didn't see anything on that, which that'd be very, very, very interesting for martial law to be declared, because that would hit all the big YouTube channels that pop up on my screen. So that I don't know. So if you have the name of the town, let me know. If not, when I get off this video, I'm going to have to look that up, because being ex-military, ex-law enforcement, knowing the things that can happen. Eudora, Arkansas, small town. Do you know the circumstance of why they went under martial law? Is there chemical spill? Something like that going on that could possibly cause that to happen? That I don't know. I know when I was in Colorado, we trained to lock down Colorado Springs. So I know the military trains everywhere. People don't know that unless they're part of the military. But Happy New Year to you, Deborah770. And where are your Anatolians? I know everybody loves their Anatolian. So here we go. I'll show you guys the Anatolian. I think 10 different shootings in the little town. That could possibly be, it might be National Guard in there to help out, not martial law. It might be National Guard. So we got Mickey Mouse right here next to me sleeping. Max, which is tuckered out. We have Chubbs that went yesterday to the homestead and rolled in llama poop, so he stinks, so he's not allowed anywhere by me. And we got Minnie Mouse on the couch over there. Of course, Christmas tree's not lit up. The Christmas lights aren't lit up. That time is over. Some coals in the stove. A little too hot now to have a fire going inside the house, but there's the little bit of Anatolian shepherd time for everybody out there because I know a lot of people love the dogs. So tomorrow we're supposed to get storms. I'm not sure if how the storms are going to be. The curfew has prompted complaints from residents concerned about losing ability to move freely among the few businesses typically open past 8 p.m. Yeah, that's so Chris, what is probably happening, like I said, it's probably the National Guard, and it's the same thing that happened in Ferguson during the riots and the different towns that had the riots where they lock it down, they put in the curfew, they do all that type of stuff. Um, it could be more than that. Like I said, I don't know. I haven't heard nothing about that, so I'm glad you're sharing that. Not only is that letting me know, but everybody watching. And then, of course, it's documented now for the future for people that come back and watch this video later that there was some type of martial law lockdown that people can look up. So, tomorrow, if it is not storming, because everybody knows I don't work in the rain, I hate being wet unless I'm swimming or taking a bath to soak my muscles. Mickey Mouse will go tomorrow, followed by Minnie Mouse, then back to Chubbs, then Max again, so on and so forth. So that's what I'm doing since I got the Homesteader family working on their property. They just ordered their shed. Like I said a couple weeks ago, their shed should be here by the end of this month. So they're getting excited. So they're going to be moving over there. So it's going to be the two of them, their three kids, and their German Shepherd, and I believe one cat. Um, so it will be more noise and more people around, more animals around, which is good because they're up on the front part of the property. So that's going to be another buffer zone of anybody trespassing, coming on the property to hunt, stuff like that. Then when Steve comes out the end of this year, well, not in September time period, he's going to be on the one back corner of the property, and then I'm going to be centered high up on the mountain when I build and get out there. So I have James and Katrina behind me and to the side, and I have my neighbor Ted across Gregory Lane on the other side. So between all the neighbors right there, we're had the area pretty much locked down in our own martial law type thing, where that's going to stop trespassers or anything coming through. Not that I've really had issues. We just had the one issue, like I said, I think it was a month or 2 months ago, that some moron went driving through the woods and ran into trees and tore his truck up. So, yep, I'll be surrounded. And the great thing is, James and Katrina do gardens. Ted does gardens. He got into chickens. The Homesteading family is building chicken coops right now. They're planning a garden area up by their place where the shed's going to be. And then they're going to build a house farther down into the woods so they're not up by the road. And Steve is going to do gardens, and he wants chickens and birds. So, and then I'll have gardens and all that stuff. So between all of us, if my thoughts on everything, like I said, I'm not the doomsday prepper. When I was in Colorado, I knew several groups of people that they're like, oh, it's going to happen within a year. It's going to happen within 18 months. Well, that was 2011. It's now 2023. So going on 12 years later, doomsday still never happened. So I was never part of that thought. Yes, I do believe eventually civilization will break down because there's no empire, no country that is still around that's been around forever. Yes, you're right, Chris. A slow collapse. It is collapsing, and things are getting worse in a way. But you also have to look at society as a whole. Things got bad back in 2008. Either 2008 or 2011, we hit $4 a gallon in gas. I remember paying those prices because I had my business. So all my workers driving around, all my work trucks taking gas, generators, everything like that taking gas, cost a whole lot of money back then. And everybody thought it was going to collapse then. And look, we just went all the way up in gas prices. And now my gas prices here went all the way down to $2.49. Now gas is starting to raise again. I just paid $2.74 for gas. So I don't know what everybody's paying out there across the country or across the world. But right now I just paid $2.74 a gallon in my pickup truck to fill up my truck. Society's morals are lost. Chris, that's been worldwide since civilization ever started. Like I've said in some of my videos, change, my great grandfather told me change is 90% bad, 10% good. And it's funny in a way on what my great grandfather told me back then. And I just watched, I don't know if anybody out there's watched The Mosquito Coast. I stayed up the other night or the other day until 8 in the morning, binge watching, fell asleep for a few hours, woke up, finished binge watching, and I watched 2 whole seasons in less than 12 hours or less than 24 hours, I should say. And The Mosquito Coast, for those of you that haven't seen it or might be interested in it, it starts out with a family that's living off grid. They're collecting oil to run generators, run their vehicles. They're doing rain catchment. They got wind turbines and all this stuff. And then they have to go on the run out of the country. And it takes until season 2 to find out truthfully what is going on in this TV show, why they're on the run. But they live and they're teaching their kids most people out there, they're going to watch The Mosquito Coast and they're going to look at the parents and say the parents are crazy because if you're a prepper, if you're a homesteader, if you're doomsday prepper, if you stock up stuff in your house and things like that, you're the crazy guy. Conspiracy theory, crazy guy. And the family tells the kids and everything about how society is all about greed, about if you don't buy stuff constantly, if you're not part of society, then they throw you to the side, and that's the homeless people. And tonight, before I started this video, I'm watching 1923, and on this episode of 1923, which is nowhere as good as 1883 was, which was another kickoff from Yellowstone, if you guys haven't seen Yellowstone. And of course, Yellowstone is the best in my opinion. But 1883 was pretty good. This 1923 is jumping all over. So it's not good because it's in a war scene, then it's in Africa, then it's up at the Dutton Ranch in Montana, where the TV show Yellowstone is based off of. And it just bounces all over. It's hard to figure out the layout and the plot for it. But tonight's episode in Montana, they go to town and they're walking down the sidewalk and they come up to a store and it says everything electric for sale. And they have washing machines, they have refrigerators, they have all that type of stuff. And the family stops there and they're like, what good is this stuff? And the guy says, well, we bring electric out to you because we're going to be paving roads. And they're like, so then we got to buy this and then pay for the electric used to rent. And you weren't buying the new items, you were renting them. So you were renting them and then you had to pay for electric and then you got electric bill. So he said, so let me get this right. I'm washing my clothes for free. Well, he didn't say this, but basically they wash their clothes for free because they have creeks and stuff like that. So then they have electric bill. Then they're putting the money into the washing machine. And then they're paying the electric bill. So you're paying for 3 things in order to clean your clothes that they're doing for free on their property. And the guy's like, if you have this, then you have time to do other chores. And then the guy's like, then you create something to take away those chores. And he goes, then what do I do? And then the guy's like, well, then you go have a picnic. You go swimming. You go to the theater. You go to the store. So, yes, you're getting rid of all your chores and you're getting luxury. You're getting comforts. but it's costing you even more money. And this goes back to, my video, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because then you're going to the theater, you're going to play golf, you're going to an amusement park, which costs more money. And that is what society is set up for. And it's cool seeing these different TV shows that most people aren't going to think this through, where people following this channel, you guys are already under that mindset of opening your minds up, thinking about different things a little bit different. Most of society, they're going to watch these TV shows, and at least it's putting a little bit of seed in their mind that, I never thought about that. If I'm not going out buying a bunch of stuff, then I don't need to work as much because I'm not spending as much money. And if I'm spending time on my own property and doing my own thing, you got more time to live. You got more life to live than wasting your life. So overall, like I said, it's the new year. We all need to get motivated. We need to get out there and do stuff. So even though I still got the cough and everything, I'm going to get out there today, started cutting down saplings along Purdom Lane, started stacking the brush so I can get the forestry mulching done. I'm going to go ahead and write the list when I get off this video, and I'll be back live tomorrow at 8 with the New Year, New Goals 2023. And with that, that's pretty much it. I worked the calf's legs today once again, got the animals fed, went down there, did the brush cutting. I'll probably have to start hauling water unless we get a decent amount of rain again, because with the higher temperatures, the animals do drink a lot more water. And that's pretty much it. There's not much more to talk about except real estate here. I had one of my subscribers text messaging me a little while ago talking about they just looked at Arkansas properties, and there's nothing really here in Searcy County to meet what he wants. And he's like, wow, properties are really getting ate up in Arkansas. So apparently a bunch of you guys, which I know Steve is coming out here. I've got a subscriber in Massachusetts looking out here. I've got another person in Colorado now looking at coming out here. A lot of people are moving to Arkansas. So if you do want a place out here before everything goes even higher up in price, you might want to get in. And I told him, I said, I know because my rental house, I got 4 phone calls today of people asking if I'll do rent to owns, if I'll do owner financing. And of course, none of these people have even $10,000 to put down. So I'm not doing a charity thing again right now, because I'm doing that kind of with Colorado. I'm doing that with the Homesteader family. I'm going to be doing that with Steve. So I need more than a few $100s a month or $500 a month. I need a chunk of money. I need at least 10 grand, most likely, because the dozer is going to be 5 grand, and I really want to get the dozer work done this year. But yeah, real estate here in Arkansas, I don't know what's going on right now. If everybody's just seeing my video or seeing other videos, I don't know if other people are doing videos here in Arkansas about it. But real estate, I mean, properties are being snapped up, and I've had 3 phone calls in 35 days that I've had the property listed. And today alone, I get another 4. So I got more than total of 35 days. And my view of it was over 30 views for today alone. So I don't know if everybody, now that the holiday's over, they're, beating feet, they're going to get out there and get things accomplished like I'm telling you guys to do. But yeah, if you want Arkansas, you better look into it now, because properties are going up. So with that, remember, enjoy the new year, get out there, get motivated, do stuff. And like I always say, live happy, live free. That's the only way to be. I'll see you guys tomorrow at 8 p.m. Central Time. Enjoy.